right, so Ashlyn, we are going to start talking about today when we're adding or subtracting our fractions. When we have, actually, it's just adding. When we're adding our fractions and we have an improper fraction as our answer, what we must do with that improper fraction. So I'm just going to start. Well, first, let's review real quick as section 1. I'm on page 131 because you know how to add the fractions. We don't need to teach you that part again. So look at section 1 on page 131, letter A. If we have the improper fraction 8/3, you have learned that in order to make that, to turn it into a whole or mixed number, that we have to divide 8 divided by 3, and then we're going to write a remainder as a fraction. 3 goes into 8 2 times. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. 2 is our numerator, and our denominator is 3. So our answer is 2 and 2/3. If we have 12/5, 12 is improper, so we say 12 divided by 5. 5 will go into 12 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. We subtract, and we have 2 and, the 2 is our numerator, the 5 is our denominator, 2 and 2/5. If we have the improper fraction 6 over 2, we just say 6 divided by 2, and that is 3. So it is a whole number. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then look at letter D. We have 11 over 7. So we would say 11 divided by 7. 7 will go into 11 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. We subtract. 4 becomes our numerator, and the 7 is our denominator. So our answer is 1 and 4/7. Now I haven't seen any problems with that on your papers. You seem to be have an understanding of that. So girl, this is probably the easiest math lesson you're ever going to have. Because if you have that understanding, then if we're adding the fractions, go ahead and look at 2a. So we have 8/11 plus 5/11 plus 3/11. 8/11 plus 5/11 plus 3/11. We know our denominator is going to be 11, and we're going to add our numerators. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. So we have an improper fraction. That cannot be our answer. So we're going to take that 16, we're going to divide it by 11. 11 will go into 16 one time. 1 times 11 is 11. 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 becomes our numerator. Our denominator remains the same. So 16/11 equals 1 and 5/11. That is your final answer. That is the answer that you would want to put, if this was on an interactive worksheet, that you would want to put on your interactive worksheet, okay? Let's go ahead and look at letter, let's look at letter E. We have 1 and 5/8 plus 4 and, these numbers are so tiny in here. 4 and 3/8. And then just 3/8 again. So the first thing we're going to do is add our whole numbers. 1 plus 4 is 5. 8 is our denominator. We'll go ahead and write it, and we'll add our numerators. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 3 more is 11. So we have 5 and 11/8. Now, since I have a whole number already over here, when I turn this 11/8 into an improper fraction, or into a mixed number, I'm going to write the answer of that mixed number right in there, okay? I'm going to come down here and say 11 divided by 8. 8 will go into 11 one time. 1 times 8 is 8. I subtract it. 11 minus 8 is 3. 3 is my numerator. 8 is my denominator. So now I have 1 and 3/8. That's what 11/8 equals. But my answer was 5 and 11/8. So I have this whole number over here that's just all by itself. I turned that 11/8 into this mixed number. So I'm going to take this whole number, and I'm going to put them together. 5 plus 1 is 6, and my fraction is going to stay the same. So my final answer to that problem would be 6 and 3/8. Look pretty cool? Let's do another one like that. I think those are fun. And don't tell me, no, Miss McDermott, it's hard like this. It's different, but it's still fun, and you can still do it. Look at letter F. So we have 7 and 2 ninths plus 3 and 7 ninths. 7 and 2 ninths plus 3, and what did I say, 7 ninths? Gotta look at it again, yes. All right, so our whole number, 7 plus 3 is 10. Our denominator is 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. Remember, 9 ninths is improper. The numerator has to be smaller than that denominator to be a proper fraction. So 9 ninths, 9 divided by 9 is what? 1. So now we have a whole number here, a whole number here. Our final answer is 11. We put our two whole numbers together. 10 plus 1 equals 11. Now you gotta know that's cool. Here we go. Let's do letter G. We have 1 and 1/4 plus 7 and 3/4 plus 8 and 1/4. Add up our whole numbers. 1 and 7 is 8, plus 8 is 16. Our denominator is 4. Add up our numerators. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. I'm going to turn that 5/4 into a whole or mixed number. 5 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 is our numerator. 4 is our denominator. So it equals 1 and 1/4. I have 16 over here and I have 1 here. I have to put them together. 16 plus 1 is 17. My fraction stays the same, 1/4. So my answer is 17 and 1/4. And we will go ahead and do letter H together too, just because I think these are fun fractions. I'll leave that one up there for a moment. So we have 15 and 3/10 plus 7 and 7/10 plus 5 and 1/10. Gonna add up my whole numbers. 15 and 7 is 22, plus 5 is 27. My denominator is 10. Add up my numerators. 3 plus 7 is 10, plus 1 is 8. Did I do that right? I didn't add something right, or did I? Yeah, 3 plus 7. 3 plus 7 is 10, plus 1 is 11. There we go. So I have an improper fraction here. I have to turn it into a whole or mixed number. 10 will go into 11 one time. 1 times 10 is 10. Subtract 1. 1 is my numerator. 10 is my denominator. So I have 1 and 1/10. I have to put my two whole numbers together. So my answer is 28, because 27 plus 1 is 28. My fraction is the same, 28 and 1/10. That is my answer. So do you feel like a pretty smart kid today? Because that's pretty awesome. All right, so you do have an interactive worksheet that you will be doing. You have fun and do your best work.